Hello everyone, we are back again in strength of materials. We will solve the next problem based on uniformly varying load. We have completed uniformly distributed load and we have seen some problem based on bending moment diagram, shear force diagram and calculation of point of where the bending moment changes its directions, and now we will see the next problem. The next topic it is when a beam is subjected to UVL, uniformly varying load, how the stresses or all the shear force and the bending moment is going to affect the beam, that we will see in this problem. So with the problem it is very easy to analyze UVL or UDL. So this is a problem. A beam is here with two supports, knife edge supports. Draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for the single side overhanging beam subjected to loading as shown below. Mark salient points on SFD and BMD. Salient points means the inflection points where the bending moment changes its direction and where is the maximum bending moment point we need to determine, or shear force, zero shear force points we need to determine in the diagram. Either from A or B we should determine. Now coming to this, a uniformly varying load is, see here, this is a uniformly varying load. Its run is given as 60 kilonewton per minute. So how do we simplify this into a concentrated load? 60 kilonewton per minute. So you should find out the area of this triangle. Half into base into height. Base is 60 kilonewton, height is 3 meter. When you multiply this, you will get 90 kilonewtons of load is acting. It is passing through centroid. Centroid means where is the centroid for this? This is a right angle triangle. So the centroid for this right angle triangle will be 1/3 from the base, or 2/3 from the vertex A. From the base it is 1/3, and from vertex it is 2/3 point. So through this point, the uniformly varying load, this load concentration takes place. It's very simple. The thing is, when we take the sections, at that time we should analyze with the same formula and considerations. At that time, when we take a section, here we assume a distance x. So that is different. Now, this is, on the other hand, we are having a uniformly distributed load UDL, and this we know that the concentration of the stress will concentration of the force will be at the center, and that is multiplied 20 kilonewton meter multiplied with this 4 meters, then this will be UDL, uniformly distributed load, and that takes place at the center. The centroid will be at the center. This is the length is 4, so at the distance of 2 from C, the UDL will act. 20 kilonewton is acting at the free end D. This is 20 kilonewton. 3 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. Now let us see. So what's the general steps involved here? It is, first of all, we should determine the reaction forces. Reaction forces can be found by making moments about a point, or a support 0, or summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0. summation of moments equal to 0, summation of vertical forces equal to 0. That principle is used to find out the reactions at A and B. Calculation of reactions. This is the first step. So they found the reactions RA and RB by using the formulas. So sigma summation of moments at A is 0. How this will be done? At A will be 0 means the reaction RA will not create any moment at the point A, but the moment at A, because of this UVL, UDL and 20 kilonewton and RB, it is written like this: RB into, in anti-clockwise direction, minus of RB into 5 plus half 360 load into 2/3. So it will be somewhere here. So this distance is 2/3 of meter. 2/3 of this 3 meters plus 20 into 4. 20 into 4 into 5. 5 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So this distance is 5. So the concentration load from of UDL, the distance between this concentration load and to the point A, this is 5 meter. So it is 5 plus 20 into 7. This is 20 into 7. So from this is equal to 0. This is important. Is equal to 0. Then RB is equals to 144 kilonewtons is what we get. Next, second one, summation of vertical forces is 0 when RA plus 144 RA plus 144, that is RB, is equal to summation of other forces. So or minus of that is equal to 0. Then we get RA is equals to 46 kilonewton. Then we got RA and RB. Shear force calculation. Next, the important step, shear force calculation. For this, we need to take sections in between the loads. We take two sections, left and right of the each load. At reaction, we have taken sections 0, 0, 1, 1. Just we do in the previous case. And here at 2, 2. And here we have to take, and here 1, here 1, and here 1, and the last one is 6. So at 0, 0, the shear force is 0. And at section 1, 1, the shear force is plus 46 kilonewton, because it is in upward direction, so it is 46 kilonewton. Shear force at 2, 2, the section 2, 2 is 46 in upward direction, and minus, because it is in downward direction, minus half base height. So direct force is considered here. So this only concentration load is taken, half base height is 60, and it is minus 44 kilonewton. Here what happened, at this point the shear force is 46, and at this section 2, 2, shear force is 44. So it is changing in the curve form, a cubic in the curve form it will change, the parabolic curve form it will change. Next, V33 44 minus 44, and at the section 3, 3 there is and again it is this half, so 20 into 2 has to be done. Next, at section 4, 4, this is minus 84 plus 144. So it is 60 kilonewton. Again it got changed, the sign got changed here, shear force got changed. Next, V55 60 minus 20 into 2, it is plus 20 kilonewton. Next, V66 is 0. It is a final check. Now, shear force diagram, a parabolic curve we get for in between this uniformly varying load will create a parabolic shear force effect. This is, it is in upward direction, positive direction, whereas at the section 2, 2, at a distance of 3 meters, the value is 44. So it is in minus 44, so it is in downward direction. Next, the section at B, before it means due to this effect, the shear stress is 84, minus 84, and after that it is 60, and here it is 20. So finally you can join through lines. So shear force, we don't find curves in shear force moments, but only in the case of uniformly varying load we will find a parabolic curve. Other things are lines only, so don't bother. So point of counterflexures, that we will find in bending moment, but here the shear force is 0 at the point, uh, at this point. So it is in this section, uniformly varying load section, the shear force is 0. But here it is not 0. 84 minus 60, you are having some resultant shear force here. It is not 0 here. So here it is 0. So the bending moment will be maximum at this point. May expect maximum value at the point. Now, maximum bending moment will occur at the section where the shear force is 0. So where is the shear force 0? In uniformly varying load, that is shown previously here. This is shear force 0. So when shear force is 0 means in which section the shear force is 0? From during uniformly varying load. So within the length of 3 meters, we get the shear force, uh, uh, maximum bending moment. So the maximum bending moment will occur at a section where the shear force is 0. So the shear force diagram shows that the section having 0 shear force is available from support A as shown above. Now the shear force, again same thing, we need to make use of the same formulas again. So from the shear force, you should summation shear force, you make it 0. So 46 plus so 46, and next one is minus. So how we get minus? First of all, you need to take the area, half into base into height. So half into x into this base. How do we calculate the base? 60 by, it is 60 by 3 into x. This distance is x. See, by using similar triangles concept, we will find this. 60 by 3 into x is by similar triangles concept. See, 60 similar triangle means that this one, the both the triangles that I am showing by using this cursor, A to this x is one triangle, A this point, and C, this is one more triangle. These two are similar triangles. Now x by 3 equal to this xx by 60. I want xx is equals to 60 by 3 into x. So this is to get the area of this triangle. So we don't know this value. By using similar triangles, we are finding 6. So similar triangle concept, 60 by 3 into x, half into base into height over. Next, 46 minus half into x into 60 by 3 into x is equal to 0. So by using that, you will find out x value 2.145 meter. Now, this is the point where the bending moment is maximum. Next, calculations for the bending moments. Now, next one. The moment at the point A and the point free and D is 0. The moments are 0 at those points. Now, MC at the point C, how the bending moment will be? 46 into 3. First one is 46 into 3 in positive, minus half into base into height. This is half into 3 into 60 regarding this UVL, into 1/3 of 3. So 3, then this will be the bending moment at this point C. So 48 kilonewton meter considering LHS of section. Yes, this is important when we consider LHS of the section. Next step, bending moment at B. At this point B, you can consider LHS or HS, RHS. Minus 20 into 2, minus 20 into 2 into 1. So how we got this expression? Let us see. MB, moment at B. He considered RHS, right side one. So 20 kilonewton in downward direction, it is minus only 20 into B. It means he has taken a section here. Either he has taken the section here. It's better. Okay, you take section here or here, whatever, wherever it may be. You need to find the moment at this point. So one is 20 kilonewton is acting, other one is 20 kilonewton UDL, half part of UDL. This 20 kilonewton within this 2 meters, it is acting here. So that's why both are in downward direction. So minus 20 into this B, minus 20 into 2, the length is 2. Next one is minus 20 into 2, and the distance it is acting is at a length of 1 meter. So this will be the final calculation. It is minus 80 kilonewton meter considering, after considering RHS. This one we done already. Now absolute maximum bending moment. What is absolute maximum bending moment? Yeah, maximum bending moment, it is equal to 46 into 2.145. The maximum bending moment is taking place at a distance of 2.145. So what is the bending moment value at that point? 46 into 2.145 minus half base height. Again, we need to, this is base, height is 2.145, fine. Coming to this base, at a distance of x, it is 60 by 3 into x. Again, similar triangles concept, 60 by 3 into x. So this is the force. Now coming to distance, it is acting at a place of 1/3 away from that point x, 2.143. So when you calculate this will be the maximum bending moment, kilonewton meter. Bending moment, force into distance, so it is kilonewton into meter. So we need to be very careful while solving this one. Again and again we use the same formula for bending moments. So be careful. See here, we will enter into this bending moment diagram. Draw a line whose length is equals to this AD. Same in scaling ratio. In a ratio, you draw this. The length should be same. Then look at the points A, C, D, D on this. Just look at some points, and we know the bending moment values. You just keep the bending moment values on a ratio. It is 65 point here, 65, and here some more point here, and we found this is point of contraflexure, and we got 80 kilonewton meter here, some other point we got. So based upon the values that we got, that is at A and D is 0, at C it is 48, at D, sorry, at C, the point C it is 48. So this is 48 kilonewton meter, but maximum value is 65.74 kilonewton meter. And this is a parabolical. This is cubic parabola from here to here. Cubic parabola under UVL, uniformly varying load. It is cubic parabola, whereas here it is parabolic. Now this will and near at this point at B, it is minus 80 kilonewton meter. Then after this, it will move to in a parabolic fashion. It will at D it will end. So this is how the bending moment diagram is drawn. Now coming to the analysis of these two, shear force diagram, bending moment. At the point where shear force is 0, we get maximum bending moment point. So we should call this point as maximum bending moment point or zero shear force point. Next, and this is the point of counterflexure. So if you want to find point of counterflexure also, you can determine by using bending moment principle. So we can use that bending moment principle for calculation of absolute maximum bending moment. We have done this. Next one, point of counterflexure. That is what we have to determine. Now, they assumed that the point of counterflexure is it is in between C and D. So you should take a point such that its distance is A from the point capital B, small a from the point capital B. Now, the moments at this point we need to find. So moment at this point. So you should write an equation for the moment. So it is so this reaction B RB, that is 144 kilonewton into A, and 20 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton. Because of this 20 kilonewton, it is 2 plus A, 20 into 2 plus A, that is minus of 20 because it is in downward direction. And the other thing left over here is 20 into 2 plus A into 2 plus A by 2. 20 into 2 plus A into 2 plus A by 2. Because a part of left side distance increased, that is A distance increased. So the length over which UDL is acting is 2 plus A. So the force concentration will be 20 into 2 plus A. 20 into 2 plus A will act at the center point. At what point? 2 plus A by 2. So that's why 2 plus A into 20 into 2 plus A into 2 plus A by 2. So this will become 20 into 2 plus A into 2 plus A by 2. So 2 plus A whole square by 2. So this will give us the value for A, which is equal to 1.095 meter. So this is another problem. We have completed all the types in the second unit. We left over with some more problems, important problem. Here, this problem includes some moment. It is given some moment acting here. So it is given like this. It shows that you have 40 kilonewtons of force. It is acting at the point C instead of as well as so principle of superimposition. So we can include two forces up and down here. So this and this will cancel each other. Only next force will be remaining here. Only force, that is 40 kilonewton, is acting here. But because of this, you will find a moment or a couple effect or a moment effect, that is 40 into 0.5. 20 kilonewton meter of moment is already present here. So we will see this type of problems also. So finally, we got point A in our problem, 1.095 meter. So maximum bending moment is taking at the section XX. Point of counterflexure is at the point in between CB and at a distance A, which is equal to 1.095 meter. So everything we have calculated.